Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to take your proprietary notes and training and turn them into a sellable interactive app. And we're going to use NotebookLM and Gemini Gems to do it. We will start the process by creating a new notebook. When we create the new notebook, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be uploading proprietary files of our own systems. Those files can be PDFs, images, docs, audio, and any video that you have will have the audio stripped from that video. And you can use other files that are available. You will be able to see those file types on your screen. If the files reside on your Google Drive, you can click on Google Drive and you can access those files from your Google Drive. And any important text you can write into the copy text area. In this case, we do not want to use Gemini's brain, so we will not be searching for new results using fast or deep research. We can use the search of our Google Drive if we don't know everything that may be on our Google Drive that we want to add. For example, if you have a specific search parameter of things that you know that are available on your Google Drive, but you don't know all of the documents that you have, you can search for those documents on your Google Drive as long as that Google Drive is connected to the account where your NotebookLM notebook is. You can then click on the search element. You can verify each of the sources by viewing them. You can determine if these sources are appropriate as your proprietary methods. If they are, you can then import them. This is the case where if you have copyrighted content that goes into your elements, you're going to want to delete that copyrighted content. You only want to have your proprietary methods here in this area. These sources can be uploaded in a messy manner. You do not need to have a specific order to upload the sources, even though that helps. You will then come into the Gemini interface. You will then expand the menu. You will then go into the Gems area. When you open up the gems, you will not be using a super gem. You will scroll down beneath the fold. You will then click on New Gem. Once you click on New Gem, you're going to give your new gem a specific name. This name could potentially be seen by a client, so you want to name it appropriately. The description will be visible on the gem. And so even though you can describe what the gem does, what you typically want to do is you want to describe the first interaction that the user of the gem is going to have. For example, in this case, we can write in that the user is going to type in ring to start the simulation. Because your gem is going to be interactive, this is something that you can go to the AI and Gemini in particular in order to assist you in writing. We're going to cut and paste in what Gemini says we should have in order to start a sales simulation. Because we are using the word ring, we have that word written into our system instructions. So whatever instruction you're going to give the customer, you want to make sure that that's going to be written into your instructions. Now, it could be that you may miss a detail. So if you've described what you want the gem to do, what you can do is you can click this button, which will get Gemini to rewrite the instructions. And so Gemini will clean up anything that you may have been missing in your instructions as long as you are clear on what you want the objective to be for your gem. Even though we want interaction, we're not going to choose guided learning. We don't want the tool to be a teacher. We want it to be a simulator and to interact with the individual, assisting them in some process. In this example, we're using a sales process. So we're going to use no default tool here in this area. In terms of the knowledge base, this is where we're going to add in our NotebookLM notebook with all our proprietary methods that we have selected and uploaded to NotebookLM. We're going to click on NotebookLM. We're then going to choose the notebook that we just created. We're then going to add the notebook. One thing that we can do from the notebook is we can put together an interactive script from our existing notes. So we can either go to the reports area or we can go to the chat area. And what we can do is we can ask for NotebookLM to create a structured role play script based on these notes. You want to be specific about what the goal or what the role play script is. We're going to use sales interaction for this example. You would use the example for your context. We're then going to get NotebookLM to create the sales script. What we can do is we can save this script as a note. Once we have saved the script as a note, We can then export the script to a Google Doc. We can then add in the script here in this area. Now, when we upload the script to the gem, we don't want to upload it as a live document. So we don't want to upload a Google Doc, even though we can attach it to the gem. We're going to want to go to the file area. We're going to want to download the document. We're going to want to download it as a PDF. We're then going to want to upload the PDF to our gem as our script document. We can now save the entire gem. Once the gem is saved, we can then test the gem to start the chat. In this particular case, we're going to follow the instruction that we set up from the beginning, and we're going to type in the word ring to make sure it starts the simulation in the way that we want. And so what you want to begin to do is you want to begin to work through the script to make sure it uses your proprietary methods to teach the process. In this particular case, if you were teaching sales, you want to make sure that the simulator follows your sales method as you laid out in your NotebookLM notebook. Uploading your methods to NotebookLM and attaching them to the gem keeps your proprietary methods secret. It also allows you to upload them in a messy format so you do not have to organize them fully before you get them into NotebookLM. At least one of your sources should be an updatable source. So if you have a source that you are going to be updating, what this will allow you to do is to update the model with one updatable document. And that document should be a doc file inside of the Google ecosystem. And as you want to make changes to the model, all you need to do is to make changes to the document. So for example, if you choose to add on to your document, this will add on to the document inside of NotebookLM. We would go to that specific document inside of the model and click on top of it. We click on top of that document. Once the document has changed, all we'll need to do is to sync it with Google Drive. This will then update the changes to the document inside of the notebook. Those changes will then be present inside of your model. So in order to update the model, all you'll need to do is to update your updatable document within NotebookLM. So in this video, we've taken our proprietary notes and turned them into a sales simulator. However, you can use the same method in any kind of simulator you want to create. Once we verify that the simulator is working, we're going to go to the gems area. What we will then do is to go to our gem manager. We're going to click on the share button. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that access is being given to anyone with the link. And we will be distributing the gem by using a link. We will then click done. Customer will then have access to the simulator. They should see the trigger word. They can then start the trigger word. And then the simulation should then begin. And what you will then see is that the simulation will then work according to your proprietary method and according to your proprietary script. So you will be teaching and training according to the methods that are specific to your business and that you have embedded into a NotebookLM notebook and also embedded into the Gemini Gem. One thing that you may encounter is that the Gem Manager will state that you need to provide access to the simulation script. If that is the case, you will need to share the script. That script will not be visible to the customer. Okay, so thanks, and I will see you in another video.